This video is kindly brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to create a beautiful online presence. Janelle, and welcome back to Rosery Apparel. It feels super nice to be back after a little break. Happy New Year. I hope you had a lovely Christmas and that you're just feeling refreshed and excited for the new year. I am back today with a cute little sew with me video. I purchased this insanely bright and bold tablecloth a few weeks ago now, and it's actually quite different to the fabrics I'm usually drawn to, but I stumbled upon this tablecloth on Instagram and completely fell in love with it, and just so happened they were having a sale, so I decided to pick it up for myself because I think this is going to make such a fun dress. The brand is called Mosey and Me, and they're an Australian homewares brand, and the owner of the label just basically creates all the artwork herself, and I just think a dress made out of this tablecloth is just going to be like wearing a piece of art. And yeah, I'm really excited to have a go at making something quite out of my comfort zone today. The pattern I'm going to be using today is the Freya pattern by Veronica Tucker. I've had this pattern in my stash since August last year, but I'm excited to finally crack it open today. And I just think the A-line shape of this dress is going to really highlight this beautiful fabric, and I think the two together are just going to make the best combination. What I really love about this pattern is the fact that it has these insanely beautiful statement sleeves. I am hoping to make these sleeves as big as possible, so I'm actually thinking I'll cut the sleeve pattern piece out at the largest size just to give this dress the ultimate voluminous sleeves. But yeah, let's crack this pattern open, get the pattern pieces traced out, and then we can actually start cutting into this tablecloth. So according to the measurements, I'm falling in between a size 10 and 12, but then because the finished garment measurements are so relaxed and loose fitting, I actually think I might either make an 8 or a 10 just because I don't want it to be too big. I think I'll go with the 10, but then like I said, I'm going to make the sleeves the size 16 just for some extra volume. I am just so excited to get started with this. Here are the different sleeve and length options. You can either make a blouse version or a dress. I'm of course going to be making a dress. I also purchased some trace and toil, or trace and toile, never know how to say that word, from Spotlight last night, so that way I can just trace the pattern pieces out without cutting them, and that way I can keep the pattern pieces intact if I want to make a different size later on, or make this dress for some of my friends or whatever. So yeah, I'm just going to spend some time tracing out this pattern, cutting out the pattern pieces, and then I can actually cut into the tablecloth. While I get started on tracing this pattern out, let's just take a quick moment to talk about the sponsor of this video. This year, I'm so excited to be partnering up with one of my all-time favorite sponsors, Squarespace. If you've been watching my channel for a while, then I'm sure you know all about Squarespace by now, but just in case you're new around here, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to create a beautiful online presence and launch your passion project. Because it's the new year, what better time to start thinking about ways you can elevate your online presence, whether you want to start making and selling your own products on your own custom website, create a portfolio to showcase your work, write a blog, or simply create any website of any kind. You can create your dream website all by yourself with Squarespace. You simply select from their range of beautifully designed templates, and then you can change up the template as little or as much as you like and add everything you need to run your business successfully. When I first sat down to create my website back in 2016, well before I even had this YouTube channel, I had a very clear idea what I wanted my website to have. I knew I wanted to have e-commerce capabilities, a little sign-up box for my newsletter, as well as having some nice big images on my homepage, and I was just so surprised surprised how easily I was able to add all of these things and more to my website with just a few clicks, no background needed, encoding whatsoever. So if you'd like to create a website of your own, then make sure you head to squarespace.com using the link in the description below this video and take advantage of their free trial so you can really test out just how easy it is to use for yourself. And then when you're ready to launch your beautiful new website, head to squarespace.com/roseryapparel for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thanks so much Squarespace for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to work making this dress. Once all the pieces were traced and cut out, it was time to start cutting them out of the tablecloth. Some fabrics just make me so nervous to cut into them, and this tablecloth was definitely one of those fabrics. Something good about the trace material I used was that I could see the print underneath it, so I made sure to take my time laying out the pieces onto my favourite parts of the tablecloth and then double checked everything before I actually started cutting. Alright, so it's time to actually start putting this dress together, and I'm very excited to see we're starting with the sleeves. Basically what I have to do is I need to stitch 3 rows of elastic into the sleeve to gather them up and create the really pretty statement sleeve look. So I need to measure out 3 pieces of elastic along my arm. I also need to draw the line where the elastic will be positioned directly onto the fabric, which will make it easy when actually stitching the elastic into the sleeve. And then it will be time to actually stitch the elastic to the sleeve to gather it up until it looks a little something like that. So to make the sleeves, I start by finding the center point of the marked out lines and then fold each piece of the elastic in half and match the center points to the center points of the sleeve. I then stretched the elastic out and gathered up the fabric of the sleeve as I sewed the elastic in place with a zigzag stitch. I then repeated this for the remaining elastic pieces of both the sleeves. Once the elastics were stitched in place, I then sewed 2 rows of gathering stitches along the top edges of both the sleeves. Okie dokies, the sleeves are done and look how amazing they're looking so far. I just think the technique of using the elastic and stretching it to gather up the fabric is so clever. It's just given it the perfect amount of gathering. Now it's time to start working on the actual body of the dress, which shouldn't take long because it's literally just need to put a dart at the front and then stitch the shoulders together. So once the back and the front panels of the dress were attached at the shoulders, I then gathered up the top edge of each sleeve and then pinned them to the armhole edges of the dress. I then stitched the sleeves in place and then sewed the sides of the dress together, starting at the sleeve and then stitching all the way to the bottom edge of the dress, making sure to remember to stitch around the pockets. And the dress is definitely starting to come together now. Next, I used some of the leftover tablecloth fabric to make some bias binding, which I'll use to create a cute little tie detail at the back of the dress. First, I attached some bias binding to the keyhole detail at the back of the dress, stitching it so that it encloses all of the raw edges onto the inside. And then I attached some more bias binding to the neck edge of the dress, also leaving a good amount of bias binding on both ends that will make up some ties for the dress. Now all of the raw edges have been nicely enclosed and the dress now has a lovely tie-up keyhole detail at the back. Then all that was left to do is hem the entire bottom edge of the dress and also hem the raw edges of the sleeves. And it's finished! Oh my goodness, how cute is this dress? I'm obsessed with the sleeves. I think they are just the coolest thing ever. I am glad I only ended up making the size 10 though. I think the 12 would have been way too big. But yeah, let me pop some shots in of me wearing this dress now so you can get a good, proper look at it. So I hope you enjoyed coming along with me as I sew up this dress today. It was actually quite a quick make. I definitely took my time with it. I didn't rush myself through it or anything. All up, it probably took about 5 or 6 hours, I think, all up, which is actually pretty doable in one day. It was also so much fun to have a try at something a little bit out of my comfort zone and try a style I don't normally go towards, and also obviously a print. I'm not usually one to go for bright bold prints like this, but yeah, it's a lot of fun to try new things occasionally, and I just think this is going to be such a fun dress to wear at like a wedding or something. I'm now just kind of hoping that I get invited to a fancy event so I can wear this dress out and about and do it justice. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video until the very end, and like always, if you did enjoy it, it would really mean a lot to me if you could give it a like, and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not already for more sewing type videos like this one. Have a lovely day and thanks for watching!